Good morning and welcome to the Amenorrhea Fertility Diaries. In this episode, I'm going to do a what I eat in a day episode. I'm going to show you what I used to eat when I was recovering from HA. I've done many other videos, so feel free to check my content and see what HA is. I mean hypothalamic amenorrhea, just briefly when a woman loses her menstrual cycle due to reasons of stress, over-exercising, under-eating. She has to lose it for more than 3 months consecutively, and I'm speaking about a secondary amenorrhea. It means a woman that was already menstruating. Please go and look at my other videos to get a better view or idea of what HA, hypothalamic amenorrhea, is. In this episode, I'm just going to dive right into it, and I'm going to show you what I used to eat in a day when I was fully in recovery. So just briefly, well, today is Saturday. It's a weekend day, so of course I don't have to work during the week. I work, so it's a bit different. But I basically used to eat the same, but I just would take the food with me, and yeah, it meant that I had to plan and organize everything a little bit better. But it was basically the same. So today, well, when I was trying to recover from HA, I wouldn't really track my calories obsessively, but I because I tracked my calories for so many years before, I kind of can guesstimate how many calories it is. And just to give you an idea, I did track the calories of today, more or less, because, you know, it's not always easy to track them precisely. So it would be around 2,700, 2,800 calories that I ate today. And I didn't do a very heavy exercise, so that's, I mean, compared to what I used to eat before I lost my cycle, that's a lot, but it's what you need. As I said, I'm a tall person, I'm 1.78 meters, and yeah, I just need a lot of food apparently, and that's what I'm doing. So right now it's in the morning, it's 8 a.m. Normally I wake up earlier when I have to work, but it's weekend, as I said. And, you know, I mean, the best thing is that you would have a breakfast when you wake up. But a lot of people like me are really not hungry in the morning. So I don't think you should force yourself uncomfortably either. As long as you're not doing a very heavy training, I think it's not too bad. I mean, at least for me, it was okay to go a few hours without food. And then when my natural appetite wakes, because I have a very good appetite naturally, if you don't, then maybe you should push yourself a little bit to make sure that you eat enough calories. But if not, I think it's okay to just wait a little bit. So in the morning, I just have my morning coffee, which I'm replacing now for decaf. I was a coffee addict. I still am. I love coffee. I'm still drinking 2 cups of coffee a day, but not on an empty stomach the first thing in the morning, because it will raise your cortisol too much. And this is kind of the opposite message that we're trying to give our body. You know, we're trying to give her the message that everything is very calm, safe, and everything. So I'm going to have a decaf. I don't have anything against milk, but I just don't like normal milk. The taste of it makes my stomach kind of upset, although I eat cheese and all that. So I will have my morning coffee with almond milk, which is the one that I enjoy the most. It makes nice foam, but if you want to have any other one, go ahead. And normally I will put some protein powder in this coffee, so that I get at least something, you know, before starting the day. And I used to do some creatine in it, but then afterwards I read that you don't really digest and absorb the creatine if you have an empty stomach. So now I'm taking it a bit later with my breakfast. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make my coffee. Sometimes I will put a little bit of coconut oil in the coffee, because this will give you some healthy fats and will give your body a little bit the image that you are that you're getting something in. Today I'm not going to do it because I'm going to have a breakfast afterwards, and I just don't really feel like it. So everything is about not being too rigid either with foods, you know. So try to experiment a little bit and just try to see what feels good for you. Always making sure that you eat all your calories. So here we go. So here I have my coffee with nice foam milk, and I actually forgot to say I like to put some spices into it just because I like the taste of it. I put cinnamon in it, and I also have seen that it's really good for you. Cinnamon, it's good for digestive system, it's good for your mood supposedly, and it also helps you with regulating your blood sugars. Because I mean, even though we're not really concerned about that, the most important thing when you have HA is to eat enough calories, as we said. I still believe that you should try to do it in a gradual and healthy way, because if you start eating like loads of fast food, of course it will have another effect on your health as well, no, on your blood sugars, etc. So I just enjoy it, and I think it's definitely not harmful, probably quite healthy. Then I like to put some of this, which is cardamom. It's a little bit like pumpkin spice type of spices that I put. And I am a chocolate addict, and cacao has a lot of good properties for you. It's really, really good for hormonal health, really good for HA recovery. So I'm eating a lot of always dark chocolate. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this 100% pure cacao, and in it I actually put quite a lot because I like the taste of it, like that. So that's like 2 tablespoons of that. And I know it's crazy, but I put a little bit of salt in my coffee because it gives it a bit of taste, and also because well, I'm gonna go for a yoga class now that I have. It's a quite quiet yoga class, not a lot of cardio. It's more like stretching, and it's more for waking up, my mental health and everything. But then I think I can use a little bit of extra electrolytes. Anyway, I think it can be not harmful for you. So here we go. And of course, before the coffee, I forgot to mention, I always start the day with a big glass of water. It's super important to hydrate yourself. This is a habit that I took a long time ago, and it's really integrated in me. I'm trying to have a very peaceful sleep. So I used to be sipping tea, like herbal tea late at night, but that made me want to go to pee like in the middle of the night. So now I like stop drinking around 1-2 hours before I go to bed, and that's really made me improve my sleep. So now I can sleep in one go. I really am sleeping like baby. That's super important. It's when you regenerate. But of course in the next morning I'm quite thirsty, so before the coffee I have a big glass of water, and afterwards as well. So there we go, and this is my lovely coffee, and amazing. So see you later. Hello there. So I'm gonna do my yoga class in the morning. Yeah, it's basically vinyasa yoga, but it's kind of stretching, and so it's not really a lot of cardio. That's why I didn't have a huge breakfast before this. I will have it afterwards, but it's a great great way of starting the day. And I always recommend to do some kind of muscular exercise, light body weight type, Pilates type, or yoga. It's ideal when you're recovering from HA, because this will help you not lose too much muscle mass, bone density, skeletal muscle, and also it's very good for your mental health. Depends on the person, but for me, I need some kind of movement. It's kind of almost a moving meditation for me, the yoga. So here we go, and see you later. And here we are. I'm going to buy some extra fruits and vegetables, because I have most of what I want to make at home, but I always like to go to this local fruit shop, which is not like a big supermarket. It all comes from the countryside here, so it's kind of eco without the label of eco. So I just looked at what there is of seasonal fruits and vegetables, and I decided to buy some fresh spinach and a very nice fruit, which is called chirimoya in Spanish, and it's this one over here. I will show you. It's really on season now. It's really delicious as a dessert. So look at that, and it's this one over there. Super sweet, perfect, healthy dessert. Hello there. Now I showered and got dressed, and I'm gonna eat my breakfast. So I had a 1 hour yoga class. It's now 10 a.m. As I said, it's weekend, so it's a special day. Anyway, this is a very nice, nutritious breakfast. I always like to have like yogurt and fruits in the morning. I don't know why, I'm more of that kind of person. If you like eggs or toast, it's also perfect, anything that you prefer. But I think it's important also to enjoy your breakfast. I'm more of a yogurt person, so I've been eating this delicious sheep yogurt actually lately. So I'm not doing any publicity here, just to make sure. It's just the one that I take. So it has a very nice taste. Goat and sheep I like a lot. It's not because of lactose intolerance or anything, but if you have difficulties digesting lactose, the products or dairy products of the sheep and the goat will be much more appropriate for you, because they're much more easy to digest for the human body in general. So I'm gonna have that with some pear, because it's the season and it's very nice ecological pears that I bought in the fruit shop I showed you. I'm gonna have some kiwi, which is packed with vitamin C. It's an amazing fruit, kiwi, and it's also the season. I'm here in the south of Spain, so we have our own kiwis here, which are super good. And I'm gonna add some blueberries, just because I had some over. I don't know if it's season, I don't think so. They're definitely not from here, so anyway, but they're delicious. And to add some healthy fats and that you really need for your HA recovery, I'm gonna put some chia seeds. I put them in a yogurt pot, but it's chia seeds, which I normally make this the day before, so I let them soak for a while so that it gets like chia pudding. And then I will add some of this mix, which is flaxseed, chia seed again, apple and cinnamon. Flaxseed is amazing for menstrual regulation. You have tons of videos that are talking about the seed cycling theory, where you use different seeds in accordance to the time of your cycle to regulate the hormones. There's not really scientific evidence proving that it will make a huge difference, but it is a super healthy thing to eat. And there is scientific evidence proving that flax seeds help you control or regulate your hormones, and it's also delicious. It's better to have them grounded like this so that your body can absorb them, or to have them soaked just as the chia seeds, because if you just eat them raw like that, they're kind of difficult to digest, so you will just poop them out again in a full state normally. What else? Then I'm gonna add a little bit of a crunch. As you know, I'm a peanut butter fanatic, so if I have some nice peanut butter, I will add it, but I don't have it anymore, so I'm gonna put some pumpkin seeds that I roast to finish on top of my delicious morning bowl with yogurt, chia, and seeds and fruits. So let's go. Here we go. So this is my breakfast. It's really delicious. It's I guess around like 600 calories, maybe even a bit more, 650 calories. It has protein, it has fiber, it has healthy fats. It doesn't have, well, it has the carbohydrates from the fruit, but because I'm eating later more carbohydrate-rich foods, this is okay for me right now. So yeah, this is what I usually eat for breakfast. Not directly when I wake up, but just when I get hungry, which is like about 2 hours after that I wake up. So I just take this at work with me in a Tupperware, and I will eat it there. And what I forgot to say is, it's very usual for women with HA that are trying to recover, are eating more calories, to experience some digestive issues. This is your body getting used to eating more calories, of course, eating at different hours. I used to, before I lost my period, I used to fast until 2 p.m. every day, sometimes even longer. And in the end, of course, for your digestive system, it's nice to have this break, but you get used to it, and then it's kind of sometimes the first meal that I have in the day, I don't know, it just bloats me a little bit. So I have a great trick for that, which is just lemon water. Besides, it's super healthy. It's packed with vitamin C again. So I squeeze half a lemon like that in the glass, and I also add some apple cider vinegar. Just need to make sure that it's very good quality one. So I got this ecological one, apple cider vinegar with the mother, and you just shake it. You put a little bit of this. This I normally take before any kind of meal that I eat that I think is gonna bloat me. Or just, yeah, I think I'll just try to drink 1 or 2 of these a day. I don't put too much of it. And then I just top it up with water. Don't drink it straight away because it will burn your throat. And I used to drink it with a straw because they say it's not so good for your teeth protection layer. But anyway, I don't have a straw right now, so I'm just gonna go straight like that. It's kind of sour in the beginning, but now I've learned to like it. And there's so much evidence that it's super good for your digestion. Also, it prepares your stomach to absorb more protein, which is a good thing. So before having a protein-rich meal, such as a steak or something like that, it's very good to have this. It's quite funny also because in the, well, as I said, I live in Spain, and in the Spanish cooking tradition, in a lot of these like stews, for example, with lentils, you know, typical grandmother lentil stew with loads of protein, with everything in it, they will add 1 tablespoon of vinegar. And it was because it would help you digest these kind of difficult to digest foods. So it really helps with bloating, with gases, etc. So after this, I'm gonna prepare my lunch. Just before I go to the lunch, I normally take my supplements after having breakfast. Super important, don't take your supplements on an empty stomach, because it's just like throwing them away in the bin. It's just throwing away the money. Your body is only going to absorb nutrients when it's in the function and when it's thinking that it's eating, you know, because of course a pill is not something natural for your body, so it makes no sense. So just wait. And I mean, sometimes when I go to work, I just have them in the evening when I come home. It doesn't have to be in the morning. It's just a way for people to remember. But I just make sure that I put my vitamin box visible there, and then I just don't forget. So it's better to have them with food or after foods. So now I had a nice breakfast, so I'm gonna have my supplements. I'm gonna show you which ones. I wanna make sure to emphasize, again, I've done videos on this, for HA, I have a hypothalamic amenorrhea, there is no miracle supplement. Actually, clinically, most of the experts that I've met, that I've spoken with in the books that I've studied, they always say that there's just no supplement recommendable really to cure it, but there's a few things that might help you a little bit. And I mean, I've had a period where I just was taking nothing because I got tired of all of it, and in the end I really went for the food, you know, which is the important part, and for the less exercise, and that's actually when I recovered my cycle. But now, because we are trying to take a step further, also maybe trying to well, have babies and all that, I'm taking a few things. That's this well, pre-conception supplement, which has a lot of zinc and selenium, all the minerals, and also it's like a multivitamin, but especially for this when you're trying to conceive. And it has a lot of folic acid, which is very important when you're trying to make a healthy embryo. And then I have vitamin C. This is something that is new that I'm implementing, but I read that it's very good to support a longer luteal phase. So I've done another video on the menstrual cycle phases, and the first phase of the menstrual cycle is the follicular phase. It's when you're growing your follicles, then you have your ovulation, when you release the egg, and then you have the second half of the menstrual cycle, which should be around 14 days length. So from day of ovulation, normally if you have a regular cycle, it will be around day 14. And then 14 days later, you get your menses again. In the second half, it's the luteal phase. It's when the hormone progesterone is dominating. It's also when, well, you're a little bit more in the mood of staying home, eating a lot of chocolate. You will have a lot of cravings, and you should honor those cravings. Anyway, the problem with me is that now I recovered my cycle, but I'm still working on trying to get a nice length, because it's become a little bit shorter. So it's not like 26 days, 24 days. I'm trying to have a nice 28-day cycle. That is what I used to have before, way back, before I lost my cycle to HA. And vitamin C, it's very, very good apparently to lengthen that luteal phase. So I'm giving this a try, 1000 milligrams per day. Besides, it's a very standard vitamin, very good for your immune system. It's the fall time here now, so although it's beautiful weather, so it won't hurt you. Then I take magnesium. I think, most of the people in the world are deficient in magnesium apparently, so it's something also that is very standard, very good for you to take. I notice a lot of cramps in my legs when I do yoga. I think it's something genetic of mine. I've always had it. And I get kind of injured quite easily. It's due to different causes, but magnesium really helps me with that. And it's also very good to have a peaceful sleep at night. So I take magnesium citrate. Also magnesium threonine is very good. You can Google which are the differences. I'm not going to go into that precisely, but those two are the ones that I would recommend. Then another one that is always in my shelf is some kind of omega-3 support. This specifically is cod liver oil. So cod liver oil, I buy it because it's a little bit smaller pills that you take. You just have to take one a day. I used to take this called salmon oil, which is amazing, but it's like these huge pills and you have to take 3 of them a day, and also it's quite expensive, so I'm using this one now, and it's very good for me, very good for HA recovery, although not necessary, not unmissable, but if you are trying to up your omega-3 intake and your healthy fat intake, it's really not gonna, definitely gonna help you, and definitely not gonna harm you, so you can try that. Then I'm doing also vitamin D. I always was a little bit deficient in vitamin D. When I take my blood test, it's always to the lower side. It's not really like a strong deficiency, but it's always been. Even though I live in the most sunny place in the world and I really take a lot of sunlight, I don't know, it's something genetical probably. So a little bit vitamin D is always good. Good also for hormonal support. And this one is a combination with K2. Supposedly it helps absorb it easier. And finally, I take some creatine. I'm trying to build more muscle right now also, and I'm not really for these kind of sports supplements, but creatine, there's a lot of evidence that it's really, really good. It might also help with hormonal health, so this I take in a glass like that, always after my first meal or after a meal, any meal, as long as it's with some food. Hello, now it's lunchtime, so what I've done in between is I've done something new for me. I went for a swim in the sea, and even though it's very nice weather here, it's still almost winter, so it was really cold. Well, it wasn't as cold as it would have been in the north, in the northern country, of course. But anyway, it's. I'm sure you guys have read about cold exposure, all the benefits that it has. There's not so many studies that study how it might affect females' hormones, but it seems. The thermical effect of it seems to have a very good effect in general on health and on everything, and also the temperature of one's body is also controlled partially by the hypothalamus, which is the one that secretes the hormones. And as we say, we're speaking about hypothalamic amenorrhea, means that the hypothalamus is not secreting the hormones, the sexual hormones. So I think sometimes to have a little bit of cold exposure might be a good thing to shake things up, but of course we don't want to stress the body too much. So anyway, I did it with some friends. And then I went for a little gentle walk in the sun. It's super important to get a lot of sunlight if you can. It's good for your endorphins, for your mood, and also, of course, for your hormones. And now it's lunchtime. It's 2 p.m. It's quite late that we eat here, but anyway, I had a late breakfast, so let's dive in. As I said, I don't really like eggs so much in the morning, but I love eggs for lunch. So I'm gonna make an omelette. And this I eat very, very often, actually. It's 2-3 eggs, depending on how hungry I am. And I bought some fresh spinach from the bio shop there, which I'm going to chop. I live in Spain and we use garlic a lot here. I love garlic, so I have some chopped garlic over here, quite a lot, I know, but I really, really like it. And I like it a little bit spicy also, so I got these little chili peppers here. It's cayenne peppers, which I'm going to cut and add to the omelette to give it a little bit of a spicy touch. I think that's also definitely not going to harm you, and it has a lot of other health benefits. And then I like to put a little bit of curry in my omelette and a little bit of curcuma, which is turmeric in English, sorry. And this one, it's really, really healthy for your blood circulation. It's like a natural antibiotic also, and it gives a very nice color to your omelette. I also think you eat through the eyes, so it's nice that it looks nice and colorful. So let's go for it. I also am going to add a little bit of milk, which I normally, as I said, I don't drink, but I have some because I did a recipe that I needed, and I don't like to throw stuff away, so I'm going to use it as well, and it will make my omelette a little bit more fluffy and thick. Here we go. My omelette is ready. It became scrambled eggs, kind of in the end, because yeah, there was too much spinach and too little eggs, so the omelette was looking a bit weird. So I just decided to do it scrambled like that. And I also, as you see, it's quite a large portion, but it's mostly spinach. But it has the eggs, the protein, and something that I added during HA recovery was sourdough bread. I told you when I lost my period, I was on a like sort of keto diet, or that was my goal at least. So for a long time I didn't have bread at home, which I mean in a way it was good because it made me cook more. You know, with bread you can become a bit lazy. You can just rely on bread all the time and just eat sandwiches, which is not the good thing either. You should eat real food, but you shouldn't avoid carbs. Carbs are super important for menstrual health. If you are in HA, you need, or if you don't have a period, you need to implement some carbs. This is super nice rye bread. Rye bread is typical from Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, where I'm originally from. So I really, really like it. It reminds me of my youth also, you know, and it's super nice. I generally freeze it so that I can just put it in the toast, and I put it like that together with my eggs, and if you want you can add some butter to it. It's really, really delicious. So this will be my lunch. I'm guessing that with the bread and everything it will be around, yeah, I put some olive oil, if you put the butter, 700 calories more or less or so. So it's a nice and balanced lunch. And yeah, this will keep me full and give me energy for the rest of the day. So now after this amazing lunch, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna meet a friend of mine. We're gonna have coffee. She's also actually really into cooking, so I'm sure she's gonna have some amazing cookies that she will make, and I will definitely have a little bit with it. And I'm gonna do some things outside. I have a few appointments. Just to point on the exercise part, when I was recovering from HA, I wouldn't do any like heavy sessions of cardio or anything, but I would keep doing yoga, body weight training, and walking because it's super nice for mental health as well. So I'm gonna afterwards go for a little walk by the beach. Maybe depends on how I'm feeling, but maybe 4 or 5 kilometers, maybe more. Anyway, if I feel tired, I will listen to my body and turn back. So see you later. It's time for dinner now. It's 7 p.m. right now, so not too late. Important to have dinner, well, recommendably at least 3 hours before you go to bed. If you have HA, you shouldn't wait too long either, because then maybe it will disrupt your sleep because you're lying down hungry like I used to do in my old days before I lost my cycle. I wanted to fast for many hours, and I would stop eating at 5, 6 p.m. and then I would be so hungry that I would just have to wake up and take the jar of peanut butter and eat a spoonful of it. So that's not necessary, all of that. And if you have friends, if there's a social event and it's a bit later, in Spain they tend to eat very late, you know, I've become a bit more flexible in this. I'm all about food flexibility and about enjoying with people and about adapting to the situation. So don't be too rigid about it. But if you can, I mean, I just prefer to not go to bed with full digestion still going on. So For dinner, I'm gonna make something that I really, really like. It's an Italian dish, actually. It's called melazzane parmigiana, which is melazzane means aubergine. So it's aubergine that we're gonna slice like that. We put it in the oven and we top it off with a homemade tomato sauce that I'm gonna make. And then we top it off with some super delicious cheese, pecorino cheese, which I think it's, yeah, it's also sheep cheese. It's like a little bit like Parmigiano, but it's made from sheep milk. So it's super delicious. It has a very strong taste to it. That's why I use it. I'm also gonna put, I'm all about Italy right now, so I'm gonna put some ricotta in the tomato sauce to make it a bit more creamy. I'm gonna use, because I have a lot of this lovely spinach over and I don't want it to get wasted, I'm gonna put that also in the sauce. This is my own addition. And for the tomato sauce, we're gonna use some onions. Onions are super good for you. It's super healthy, also good for hormonal health, and they're delicious and they give a lot of flavor to your food. So we're gonna do that. And also, of course, as I said, a garlic lover. I'm gonna put some garlic, a lot of garlic in it, so that it has the nice Mediterranean taste. And garlic is also amazing for you. Amazing for your circulation, natural antibiotic, and great. Just make sure that you can tolerate it, because so I used to eat a lot of raw garlic thinking that it was so healthy, but it made me so sick in my stomach. So if it makes you sick, it's not good for you either, okay? Before eating, I'm gonna have another of those apple cider vinegar drinks to facilitate digestion. You could have it after your food or before, but I think before is a bit better because it prepares your stomach to absorb all the nutrients that are necessary. And also one secret ingredient to add a little bit more protein and flavor to the sauce, very Italian also, is to put some anchovies, which will melt quickly in the tomato sauce, but it will give it that nice taste. So just a few notes here before I dive into cooking. As you've noticed, I haven't had any, as far as I'm concerned, any animal protein today. No, well, only the anchovies, which is not my regular rhythm. I would say I don't really count it, but I love animal protein. I eat meat, I eat fish, and I think it's really important to consume that also. I think probably most of the people in the Western world maybe overconsume protein. I'm not thinking that it's bad for you, but maybe like the standard Western diet is very focused on bad kind of proteins and little vegetables. I don't think you should do that. There should be a balance, but I definitely think it's much better if you can incorporate those also, because it's important to hit your protein macros as well. And we tend to eat well, I especially tend to eat too little protein. Somehow it's my natural way. But so because I'm trying to build up muscle and I think it's important for society, for feeling good, you know, to eat protein, I am trying to up it a little bit. Today, you're not really seeing that because the thing is, I would like to go out a lot in the weekends. So tomorrow on Sunday, we're going to go to this like barbecue event where it will be full of super amazing meat, very good meat. And I'm going to really let myself go there. So even though some people don't recommend to like overeat one day and then undereat the next day and all of this, I mean, I definitely don't think you should undereat, but I think you shoshould adapt to the social events that are around you. I think it's important to have fun, to share and all of that. So tomorrow we're going to have a lot of meat. And that's why today, I didn't even think about it, but I'm not going to have any. So that's not a problem either. I think if you have like meat or fish, let's say 3 times a week or whatever feels good for you, it's also good. I had the eggs and I'm eating enough calories, which is the most important thing. And yeah, that's it. So let's start cooking and make this delicious. So finally I am almost ready to put it all in the oven. So here's the aubergine, which I've already roasted in the oven for quite a while until it's done, you know. As I said, otherwise it won't be soft enough. I'm just going to layer this nicely. This is a little bit as a lasagna, but then instead of pasta we're using aubergine. It's really, really lovely. In Italy they eat it as a starter, but they eat the smaller portion. So here we're gonna eat it as a main. And this is a tomato sauce. In the end, I mixed it a little bit with the blender so that the tomato and the onions and the garlic would mix nicely. And then I added the spinach. That it's my own addition. It's not normally included in the recipe. And I put the ricotta cheese in here and the anchovies to give the taste. And now I'm going to put it all over like that, and it will go in the oven for the final touch. Normally in Italy they will put like more kind of layers, you know, layer sauce, layer aubergine, but I'm a bit lazy today, so I'm just doing it like that. It's for myself, so I'm not trying to impress anyone. And in the end it all mixes up in the mouth anyway. So we do like that, and we spread it nicely. Now the oven, I've put it in the grill mode, so that way we're going to give it the final touch. The grill is going to be the final touch. So like that, and I have the beautiful pecorino cheese. Normally they do it with Parmigiano, which is lovely, also Parmesan. But as I said, I slightly prefer this pecorino because it has a little bit of a stronger taste. From the goat, you know, it's almost a bit, I don't know, a bit sharp, almost a bit spicy, and it's just delicious. It's really salty, so you don't need to add a lot of salt to it. And with the anchovies it will mix really, really nicely. So this is ready. We're going to put it in the oven for a little bit, and then when the cheese is melted it will be done. Like that, just a few more minutes. That was delicious. So finally, to finish, I'm gonna have a little dessert. I always like to have something sweet after my main meal, and normally this would be always chocolate. I'm a chocolate addict, as I said, and I think if you buy more than 70% cacao chocolate, it's more beneficial than harmful, and I just love the taste of it. But I don't have any right now, so I'm gonna try this very special fruit that I bought in the Eco Shop. It's something typical from here, from Spain and from southern countries. It's called chirimoya in Spanish. I wouldn't even know what the name is in Dutch, which is my own language, or in English actually, but it's very difficult to transport apparently. So in a lot of countries they don't know it. I'm going to have it with a little bit of the ricotta that is left over, and on that I'm gonna have a little bit of this, which is super nice. It's bee pollen. It's very healthy. It has a lot of well, it's really good for your immune system, and it also has a lot of protein in, funnily enough, and it's much it's more slowly digested, so it doesn't give you the insulin spike that sugar or honey would give you. I have nothing against honey, but yeah, you shouldn't have it like on an empty stomach raw like that. But this is really, really great to top off the ricotta. As I said, I'm trying to, I mean, when I was recovering from the chain, now I have my cycle, but I used to eat like I showed today. But so I would try to eat like good quality foods, as much homemade as possible. I would go out also. I would limit alcohol, sugar, and any kind of refined or ultra processed foods. I think nature has everything we need, so I try to keep it as much as possible, but not being too rigid. Calories, as I said, I'm a tall person, I'm a quite active person, so it would be definitely more than 2,500 calories a day, more around 2,600-700, maybe even a bit more, which is, yeah, I know it sounds like a lot, but anyway, I needed it apparently. What else? Maybe if you're a bit smaller, you're more sedentary, you can keep it at 2500, 2400. You need to experiment what feels right for you. I think as long as it's healthy foods, nature's foods, you cannot really go wrong if you, but the point here is try to get in tune with your intuition, and see what that tells you, you know, because you don't want to rely on calorie trackers your whole life. So I'm gonna open this one here to show you how it looks from the inside. It's a really sweet food. It's something that I would never have allowed myself to eat when I was being keto and all that, because it definitely has a lot of sugar. So it looks like that, and it has these big pits in, so we have to be careful not to swallow them. But it's delicious. You could also eat it with a spoon. It's like quite soft. It's really, really nice. And as I said, only seasonal, so we must enjoy it right now. In total, counting the 3 meals around, it would have been 2,100 calories more or less, plus the snacks. Yes, I am today around 2,600, something like this, around those ranges. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video of today. I hope it was useful to you, and well, tell me, what do you think? Do you think it was a lot? Do you think it was too little? Leave me some comments below, and if you like these kind of videos, I will make more of them. Because yeah, I really wanted to learn from this. I remember when I was struggling with HA, it seemed like my period was never gonna come, and I was really grateful for all those people putting the content out there, and I was really grateful for these kind of food diaries to give me some kind of reference. Moreover, more just to see that it was normal to eat so much. So it's okay if you have to eat more than your boyfriend, more than your brother, more than whoever around you. It's not a problem. You just need it. So as always, be healthy, be happy, subscribe, and until next time, my friends.